From Maun, I take the road to the east, passing south of Hwange National Park and then north of the Makgadikgadi Pens towards Nata. From there to the Zimbabwean border of Pandamantenga. The border crossing in Zimbabwe went smoothly. From the border, it is a 1.5 hour drive via a partially corrugated gravel road to Robin's Camp. Today is the 5th day of the game drives in the Hwange National Park in Zimbabwe. Due to the seasonal dryness and the previous drought, there are only 3 waterholes of interest, and there animals concentrate in large numbers. So let's see what we can find there. In the mornings, impalas are quite active at the waterholes. An impala ram with its harem. It doesn't seem to bother the reedbuck being surrounded by impalas. Good to see the difference between the coat of the reedbuck and that of the impala. A warthog boar also joins into the drinking party. The tips of its tusks are broken off. This could be as a result of some mineral deficiency in its food. It has almost developed into a routine, the spotting of the lion pride of the Little Tom's waterhole during resting, that is. Resting doesn't seem to mean sleeping, as the heads and eyes are in constant motion. They are alert and probably ready to get up any time and stalk an animal close by. Amongst the pride, I can only spot 2 young male lions. Here a sad scene. An elephant is about to die. He's still breathing irregularly. It could be old age or the lack of nutritious food as a result of the drought which led to his death. A giraffe mother with baby. At birth, the baby falls down to earth from a considerable height. The baby is already of a good size, but still dwarfed by the size of the mother. Lionesses hide their tiny cubs. To protect them, they also change occasionally the hiding place. Here a funny situation. The lioness carries one cub from a bush on the right to a bush on the left side. She turns around to fetch the next cub. The cub seems to have misunderstood the instruction. Instead of remaining in the new hiding place, it follows the mother. The lioness grabs the cub patiently and carries it back to the new hiding place. She then turns around and fetches the next cub. This time round, it seems to work out. The first cub stayed in the new hiding place. Perhaps the mother gave it a stern warning or explained the procedure better. Another lioness seems to enjoy what is going on. The waterhole of Hippopotamus is a deep and long stretch of water situated between rocks. Not only crocodiles are resident here in numbers, but also a large family of hippos, hence the name. In the meantime, back at the waterhole, big toms, reedbuck and impalas are busy. Judging by the muddy legs, these zebras must have been drinking at the waterhole and are moving out to grazing areas. A good comparison, impala ewe and a reedbuck ewe. Both don't carry horns. The pumped water is a lifesaver for these elephants. Especially the basin where the water is pumped into is the hit with elephants. The water is fresh and seems to taste well. The shortage of food with high nutritional value leads to a destruction of tall trees. The bark will be systematically removed. This is part of the destruction by elephants of their habitat. In the end, it looks like this. While the elephant cow is drinking water, the baby takes a sip of milk from the bar. Somehow it doesn't trust the water yet. Will it taste as good as mother's milk? Important is to stay with Mummy. It is aware of the fact that the water has to end up in its mouth, but to first suck it up with the trunk and then spray it into the mouth, it hasn't learned. Therefore, dip the mouth directly into the water and drink. The dense crowd looks dangerous, but elephants are known to be very careful with babies and would never step onto one. Birds are frequent visitors at the waterhole. Presently their number is small. One would expect that their number is substantially increased when after good rains there is more water available and over an extended area. It is certainly a good idea to visit this area again at a more favorable time of the year. Before departing from Robin's camp the next morning, I make a turn at the Big Tom's waterhole to see what happened to the dying elephant. The elephant was dead. The rangers of the national park had in the meantime removed the ivory tusks and stored them in a safe place. Next to the elephant carcass, a pride of lion is resting. Judging by their blood-stained mouth and the bloated bellies, they must have eaten their fill during the night. This is how nature works. Nothing is wasted. And sometimes spotted hyenas and jackals may move in and take away more of the carcass. Then vultures and marabous will remove the rest.